Ever wonder why half the people walking around with an entry-level Nikon DSLR still have this exact piece of glass attached to the front? Look, when you buy a camera body, and it comes packaged with a basic kit zoom, most folks expect to toss it aside within a week for something pricier. But this little Nikkor actually refuses to leave the bag. It covers that bread and butter 18 to 55mm range, translating to roughly 27 to 82mm in old-school film terms, which honestly handles 90% of everyday shooting without breaking a sweat. Now, keep in mind this specific version arrives in a plain white box because of bulk packaging, which usually signals it was split from a factory kit, but the glass inside is fresh out of the gate and ready to work. What really steals the show here is the built-in vibration reduction. You can drop shutter speeds a couple of stops lower than normal when the sun dips, and still pull off surprisingly crisp handheld shots instead of dealing with muddy motion blur. Autofocus duties are handled by a silent wave motor, meaning it snaps into focus quickly and quietly without sounding like a tiny lawnmower grinding away inside your hands. The build feels surprisingly decent too, wrapped in a rugged textured barrel with separate rings for zooming and focusing that turn with just the right amount of resistance. Sure, the plastic lens mount reminds you this sits firmly in the budget tier, and shooting at the wide end of the aperture range means background blur isn't going to look like a high-end prime lens. But with a closest focusing distance of under a foot right across the entire zoom range, getting in close for food or detail shots is wonderfully effortless. Slapping a standard 52mm filter on the front is cheap and easy, and the optical coatings do a solid job keeping flare at bay when shooting toward bright light sources. So yeah, if you need a lightweight, no-nonsense walk-around lens that punches way above its price tag, this white box bargain is pretty tough to ignore.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.